T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running.
All right, welcome everyone to Game Week 36, Americans Talk FPL Project Restart. Finally on the last 3 games, yeah, Jason?
Yeah, it's been a long ride, or not, I guess a short ride, but it feels like a long ride with all the different game weeks we've had.
It's been a crazy month. So this episode, we'll kind of go through how we did on Game Week 35, what we scouted, and our recommendations for the upcoming week and the rest of the season. Again, we've been doing this for nearly 15 years, plenty of top 500K, 250, 100K. Jason's currently 60K. Shooting a little bit early. We still got Man United to play tomorrow. Yeah, Jason?
Yeah, some big things can happen there with Man United, and then on the other side, Danny Ings. So, rankings could be shaken up a little bit between now and then. But,
yeah, for sure.
Yep, I'm sure everyone will be watching that match and have their scouting notebook out.
I definitely need United to do well because I got red arrows right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, Jason, tell me a little bit what you saw Game Week 35.
All right, here's our recap so far, obviously with the one match still to play. To kick off the week, Mikel Antonio scored 4 goals against Norwich,
It's crazy.
which was insane. Great differential. Sadly, we did not have him on the watch list last week. We considered it, but kind of ran out of room. But he'll be on it this week because, anytime you score 4 goals and have 2 great fixtures to come, you got to be on there.
Yeah.
Moving on, Watford got another win. Troy Deeney got 2 penalty kicks. We were pretty high on Deeney before the restart. He's been kind of slow to start since then, but he's coming into form now. He's pretty good budget. It might be a little too late at this point in the season to consider a transfer in, but it's still good to see. And then Ismail Assar got another assist. That's 2 in a row now. Good. Yeah, so good thing going into next season. I'll be keeping my eye on those 2, assuming that Watford stays up.
It seems like finally the relegation teams are battling, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more fight out of them this week for sure.
All right. And then Burnley doing well against Liverpool, a little surprising.
Yeah, heroic performance from Nick Pope there. Mm-hmm. Did really great. Liverpool, all their big assets blanked. Their goal was a Fabinho assist to Robertson. I think most people are out of him at this point, but some people might still have him. I don't know the percent ownership off the top of my head.
Yeah.
But the big news is that Salah did not score, Mane did not score, and they did not keep a clean sheet.
They definitely blanked. Thanks to Nick Pope, really. He's had excellent saves on both. Mane right before the first half. And then Salah, he had at least 3 chances that I could think of in the top of my head. One was point blank empty net that he just totally miskicked.
Yeah, very unlucky to blank.
I still think Salah, when you looked at his positioning, he was almost always the guy in the forward. Like, he was the most advanced forward, really.
He was almost like a center striker.
He was really kind of almost playing center striker at times, and then also like drifting on the right. You'd see more Firmino like doing his whole false 9 role, and then Salah going more central. You can really tell, I think, that Liverpool's trying to go for Salah's going for that golden boot, and then Liverpool teammates are trying to help him out with that too.
Yep, absolutely.
And Sheffield United, again, doing well. Yeah.
Yeah, blanked Chelsea. I couldn't believe that one.
Yeah.
Their defense is back now that O'Connell's back in the team. Mm-hmm. I think you can start their defenders with confidence again at this point.
Especially like a Egan, he's getting attacking results too.
Yeah. Egan has been really key for my team these last few weeks. Getting clean sheets, scoring goals, getting bonus points.
Yeah, he's been on my bench, unfortunately, but...
Yeah.
All right, then City kind of a big thrashing.
Yep, I kind of had a feeling that might happen going into it, and they did not disappoint. Raheem Sterling got the start and got the hat trick. That dude is like on fire right now. KDB blanked, unfortunately. I don't know how he didn't get a goal or an assist in that match. But watch out here. KDB has now started 2 matches in a row. So I'm kind of scared of rotation for him going forward into game week 36.
Do you think KDB had like good chances for either assists or goals? Like, was he in good positioning, things like that?
For sure, yeah. Like, City were kind of creating at will throughout the game. So it was more just bad luck that none of his chances created didn't go in, or none of his shots were either blocked or off target.
And then Phil Foden came off the bench. How'd he do?
I barely remember even watching him play, but I think he looked very lively again. So going into game week 36, Foden did not start this match. Kind of expect him to start the next match if you're looking for a transfer.
Definitely. I'm thinking that he's likely to start next match. The only issues I could see with that is, when he did start, he was starting on the left wing, and Sterling started there, and he scored a hat trick. We don't see him. I mean, and a lot of times, like if he is like going to go for a midfield role, David Silva didn't start either, and he's usually like the left center mid. So we'll see what happens with that, but maybe a little bit of negatives there for Foden, just to keep an eye on. It's likely he'll still start though, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of feel like one of Mahrez or Jesus could get benched at this point, along with De Bruyne.
That'd be. I mean, I'd like to see that since neither of us have them.
Yeah, that'd be pretty great.
I could see that. Riyadh has been starting a few games here, and same with Jesus. 22 starts in a row now too for Jesus.
Yeah, I guess he's Sterling playing the false 9 in the next match, but who knows? No one really knows what's going to happen. That's the bottom line.
You got to keep your eyes peeled to news and rumors, really. And then next up, Wolves finally did well. Yeah,
beat Everton 3-0. Raul Jimenez, in the week that I transferred him out, of course, scores from the spot. Adama Traore did not start. That's something we were saying to keep your eye out last time. And he did come off the bench, so he's healthy enough to get some minutes here and there. But I'm still kind of out on their attack at this point.
Yeah, agreed.
Defensively still look solid, though.
Definitely. The clean sheet was a big thing for me, fantasy-wise. Mm-hmm. I think that's a good. Wolves' defense is definitely reliable going forward. So if you got those defenders, I would just hold them.
And on the other side of Everton, if you still have Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Richarlison, you should probably just get out now if you didn't already, especially Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, you didn't think he played well? I missed that. I missed the match.
I mean, he hasn't scored a goal since Project Restart.
Oh, yeah.
So it's time to give up hope at this point. Just move on.
We've been kind of low on this team other than like Lucas Dean. But other than that, I never really thought much of the attack.
Defensively, I like Everton for their last 3 fixtures, but offensively, no.
A lot of it is like we already kind of discussed before, their schedule and then where they are in the table. It's kind of hard for them to really change too much. So that's why
not a lot to play for.
Yeah, that's why I never really attacked them.
Yep.
Next up, Aston Villa, a team fighting relegation, got a big win.
Yep, yeah, they beat Crystal Palace, who keeps struggling and look like a good team to target, especially with their defense has been struggling. Villa, their only real asset I would think of is Grealish, and I don't think he scored or assisted in that match, so probably no fantasy implications there.
Did you see he tried to earn a penalty? It was pretty funny to watch on a replay.
Yeah.
That was good stuff.
Didn't they call it initially? It had to get overturned.
Did they do? I don't remember. I think you might be right. I think they stopped play. I didn't know if they called it or not. Well, he definitely stopped play to look at the VAR.
Yeah.
And watching it was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Then the
All right,
big
moving
London
on.
derby. Yeah. All right, what's up?
Yeah. I said moving on to London.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tottenham got the 2-1 win. First half was pretty entertaining. Second half, it got a little dull, but they ended up squeaking it out at the end with the Alderweireld header. Son got a goal and an assist in that one, so pretty good fantasy returns for him. Kane looked like Kane definitely wanted a goal, but still, it's not happening for him.
Yeah, he had a few chances. He tried to chip the keeper. That was good, really good keeping there, Martinez.
He's looked pretty good in net for Arsenal, I'll say that.
Yeah, they were talking about how he keeps getting transferred, like, gets taken on loan. But he looks very solid. At least he's made a lot of his starting chances due to injury.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Arsenal, I think their defense was fairly solid. They just one blunder, like a typical Arsenal blunder, and then a set piece goal kind of ruined them.
Yeah, classic Arsenal there.
I feel both teams played well. Spurs, Son got he definitely got lucky on the goal, but he definitely needed some luck was due for him. I probably wouldn't make any adjustments like go for either team. What do you think, Jason?
Probably not. You could probably look at Aubameyang for the last 2 matches, maybe. They have 2 decent fixtures, and he's still in the Golden Boot race. And he was pretty unlucky not to score against Tottenham, too. Had some great chances, rocked the bar with one of them.
He hit the post. That was a good shot, good attempt there. Kind of a difficult angle. So yeah, he is still in that race, and he's not too far off from Vardy. I think like 3 goals now or something. So you could attack that. I'd say if you had Oba, you could I would say consider holding him, depending on how many transfers you have and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I think they have Liverpool next week, and then after that, it's pretty clear sailing.
Then finally, Bournemouth doing well. Leicester.
Yeah, man, that first half, Leicester scored with Vardy, who, we had called out last week to bring in, so that was great. And Leicester, I don't know if they got overconfident and they kept missing easy chances, and eventually in the second half, Bournemouth just took it to them. Leicester, they kind of crafted their own demise, like Kasper Schmeichel hitting his own player with the ball, giving away the PK. So you getting red card for kicking a guy after the goal.
Yeah, that was like the downfall with Soyuncu's kick.
Yeah, that was just a hilarious meltdown for Leicester, but it's good to see Bournemouth win. We pick on them a lot, so seeing them win is kind of nice.
It was pretty funny.
United, I laughed a lot during that match. I'll say that.
I watched the first half, but then after that, I kind of saw what I needed to for fantasy wise, and then moved on.
I watched just hoping for more Vardy goals, but once the second half demise started, there was not much of a chance.
And the United still to come. And
yep, keep your eye on that tomorrow. Man United, Danny Ings, should be a good match.
Yeah, I definitely need a high scoring United. I need that teenager to come through again. Yeah, I'm relying on the teenager, Greenwood.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to my team. Not too proud of how I did here.
Yes.
I did captain Salah. It was kind of the whole me trying to go for that golden boot. He had plenty of attempts. Just Nick Pope was just the greater of the two, who I had in net too. 3 points seems... I think he should have had more bonus points than that based off his saves.
Didn't he get a yellow card? That's why he lost a point.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't, or at least I forgot that. Yeah. And then another poor thing was Trent. He didn't start, so that's a bad sign for Trent owners. I was kind of hoping that he just didn't come on, so then the Egan would get the clean sheet.
Yeah, bad luck.
They brought him on 60th minute to try to get because they were only drawing. Yeah, still Man United still to play. Definitely need big help on them.
Yeah, problem for you is that if Bruno scores big, he's like the #1 captain choice this week, so it's gonna hurt your rank even more, even though you own him.
Man.
Fun to think about it that way, right?
Yeah, Bruno, man. Hopefully it's more Greenwood and Rashford. Let's see.
Yes, cross your fingers.
Rashford's blinked twice now, right? Pretty much 2 games in a row.
At least twice in a row,
it was
for sure.
once. It was last game, and then maybe the 2 games ago he scored the penalty.
Something then I had 2 assists the game before that, I think.
Okay, so only blinked once. But let's see. Hopefully he gets in better form. I need it going into these last 3. Phil Foden, I kind of decided to keep him on the bench. Probably a good move it turned out to be. But then Egan against Chelsea, who would have thought? Yeah.
Hey, I thought so. I had him in my starting lineup.
Whatever. All right, Jason, thoughts?
Yeah, tough week for you. A little bit of bad luck with Pulisic blanking, Salah blanking, De Bruyne blanking.
Yeah.
I saw you brought in Vardy. I did the same thing. That's probably a good move. And you obviously got Man United still to play. I don't know, heading into next week, what move are you gonna make? How are you gonna fix this?
Yeah, I think this week was really poor in terms of I also took a -4. I really did way too many moves.
Ooh,
yeah,
-4 too. Wow, that sucks.
Too many moves. It's a big error that fantasy. You see a lot of fantasy managers do too many times. A lot of times, if you just stay with the players that you already have, like I had Son who had the goal and the assists. I would have just stayed with my players. It would have been fine because I also had Jimenez too. So you gotta trust your players a little bit more. So I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about making a move yet. I still am high on Salah. I'm gonna keep him for the rest of the game weeks. I still have my free game hit. I don't think I'll use it in game week 36 because I have enough United and City coverage and the Chelsea.
Right.
I could see myself tripling on Man City. I'm gonna take a good close look at the news, see what happens in terms of starting lineup. So I could triple Man City, but I don't have anything super set yet. I don't think Trent's gonna sit again. Liverpool have to win. I think 3 in a row now to get the record.
Oh yeah, it's true.
So they're at
and they already lost
right?
And they lost their home perfect record this season too, so that's one less thing to play for.
Yeah, but I think they need 3 wins to get the record. So I think Trent will play. And they don't got anything else going on, so they really should be playing all their starters. All right, let's move on to your team, Jason.
All right. So here we go. I captained Vardy this week. That was my big move. I transferred out Jimenez and Aubameyang and brought in Vardy and Ings. So captain Vardy. Could have been better, could have been worse. Overall, I'm pretty happy since, De Bruyne and Pulisic and Salah all blanked. Moving on from there. Defense did pretty good. Wolves, Sheffield are looking like their old selves now. I'm pretty happy with those two, Saiss and Egan. Alexander-Arnold, I would consider getting out of him now, but I don't. I'd rather make my moves on my offensive players. I'll probably just keep him. Bench, Cathcart's obviously not playing, but I don't have the moves to get him out right now. Lascelles did play, but I got 0 points due to yellow card. And then Saka came off the bench against Tottenham. Got 0 points for a yellow card as well for spiking the ball. Kind of not very smartly. So looking into next week, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I want to get more City in, obviously, for game week 36, where they play against Bournemouth. So I'm kind of debating, do I go Saka to Foden, or do I get out of Vardy after 1 week and go to like a Jesus? Those are kind of my two options I really want to do. I'd like to get Sterling, and I just don't see how I'm going to do it because I don't want to get out of any of Pulisic, Fernandez, or Martial. So
Yeah. I would definitely probably say you should get another Man City because their schedule looks amazing.
right.
If you can't get like a Sterling, or what about Mahrez? Can you get Mahrez?
I could, but I don't want to because it would still make me have to get out of one of Pulisic, Fernandez, or Martial.
Oh, I see.
The appeal of Foden is that I can do a straight swap from Saka to him and keep the rest of my heavy hitters in midfield.
Yeah, I wouldn't get rid of your midfield.
No, then the other option is, striker route is I'd go Vardy to Jesus. That'd be the other option I have.
Yeah, those two seem like the best options. It kind of feels on what's your confidence level on Jesus versus your confidence level on Foden.
I have no idea on either.
Yeah. It's hard to say. Yeah.
I mean, also consider with City, we're bringing them in for 36. It's a great game week. But they finish off the season with 2 amazing matches after that. So you have multiple weeks to cash in on these assets.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a 1 week punt when you think about it that way.
No. And you still have like your free hit anyways. So you can change things up. Like, it's really only two games you're making the substitution for.
Yeah, 38. I think I'll be using my free hit in 38 because I'm pretty happy with my team going into 36. And this would be the week to use it if you wanted to and not do it in 38.
I might use my bench boost. I have to think about it a little bit more. But
you got bench boost. That's not a bad idea.
37. When are you going to use your triple captain?
Maybe this week, maybe in 37. I don't know. I just don't see a great option I want to do it on. If I'm thinking 36, I'm a little scared of De Bruyne because, he's played 2 matches in a row. Otherwise, I think he'd be a great option for it. Bruno is always a good option pretty much any week. Even Pulisic against Norwich could be pretty big since Antonio just had 4 goals against them. And
That's
then,
kind of a bold move. Pulisic
that'd be pretty
is a
bold.
triple.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's tough.
I don't know about that. Pulisic got subbed off last game.
That's true too. Yeah, Willian stayed on longer than him. Yeah, I know. The smart move is probably a Man City player or a Man United player in the next 2 weeks. They both have great fixtures. I just don't know who to put it on and which week to put it on them.
Yeah.
That'd be my smart option. Like Bruno, maybe Martial, maybe KDB, maybe Sterling, if I had him, obviously. But yeah, over the next 2 weeks, they both have great fixtures. So if you still have a triple captain, those might be your best options. Just go with your gut, whichever one you think is better for you.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Let's move on to our schedule. Kind of speaking on how we're high still on United and City have excellent fixtures.
Yep.
Are you still targeting Bournemouth?
Yeah, I think today's a little bit of fool's gold, maybe. Like, they were still pretty pathetic in the first half. Even when they kind of storm back, a lot was just Leicester shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
So if anything,
sure.
I'm lower on Leicester out of that more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. Vardy's goal, a lot of that was just like a Bournemouth mistakes.
Yeah.
They seem to lose the ball a lot in their own half or in the midfield.
Also notable that Nathan Ake, their best central defender, got injured and had to be taken off in the match. So keep your eye on that. If he misses time going forward, man, that's going to be harsh on them because they were already hurting in defense.
Now, are you also targeting anyone else? I'm thinking about Norwich.
For sure, Norwich. They've been terrible. You look at that schedule. You got Chelsea this week. That's why I love Pulisic and Willian. Burnley after that. I'd still stick with just Burnley defense for that one. And then City in the last week. Yeah, that's another thing. Just predict the City lineup. Go with 2 or 3 guys, and whoever plays is probably going to score against them.
Yeah, I could definitely see it. So Man City definitely have 2 game weeks here where you can use your triple captain if you know who's going to play. Like Sterling. Like I could use my triple on Sterling. I don't have it anymore, but I would probably, if I had the triple left, I'd pick either Sterling with City or maybe De Bruyne. And then the other option would be United. It'd be Crystal Palace this week, game week 36.
Yeah. You just make sure their assets come through this next match unscathed. But other than that, yeah, Crystal Palace seems like a great fixture to target. That I might go with that one, actually, for my triple captain with Bruno. When I look at this, Man United's assets are more set and forget in the lineup, whereas City's like constantly being chopped and changed.
I know, it's so annoying.
Yeah, it's so tough to predict, but they're going to score if they play.
Or
the security of Man United is hard to argue with that.
I'd give a shout to Salah away to Newcastle, and I'd also shout out Aubameyang against Watford as the last game. We don't know what Arsenal will be playing for, but the City and United are definitely more higher on my triple captain.
Yeah, I wouldn't plan Salah too much in the future because if he's no longer in the Golden Boot race going into that last game of the season and they have nothing left to play for, I think there's a good chance he gets rested there.
As long as Salah's within like 3 goals in that last 3 to 4 goals in that last game, or as long as he's within that like 5 goals, I'm comfortable. But like the last game, if he's like 4 goals away, then maybe he might get rested.
Yeah.
You never know. All right. Anything else you want to discuss with the schedule?
No. Last thing I'll hit on is Southampton finished the year with 3 great fixtures. I got Danny Ings now. I'd advise you do the same.
Yeah. That's another thing I might think about. Yeah, Danny Ings. That's a good choice.
So obviously he hasn't played yet this week, so I don't know how he's going to do against United. But I'm high on him for the last 3 fixtures because he's also in the Golden Boot race.
Yeah, I might do Vardy to Ings because Leicester, Sheffield, that's not good. Spurs is questionable.
Not great.
Yeah, and United is definitely not great.
Yeah, it's a tough schedule, and they don't have form right now.
So I might do Vardy to Ings, too. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on.
All right.
Our watch list. Let's see. Any new additions?
A couple on here. We already covered a lot of these guys, but we'll kind of go through a couple of them real quick. Added Mikel Antonio. He has 2 great fixtures coming up in the next 3 weeks. Obviously coming off the back of 4 goals, and he had looked pretty good before that. I'm not going to expect him to score multiple goals a game from here on out, but if you need a nice differential in midfield for only 7 points, not a bad option to go with. Other one I went with was Gabriel Jesus. 1 goal and 2 assists in the last match. He still doesn't look in great form, but City are in such great form that it doesn't even matter. I feel like he's going to score. He's playing. He's going to score points no matter how bad he is.
It's his position and the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
Agree. Yeah, not too much else. Everyone else we kind of talked about before. I would say probably now we're in the final 3 fixtures. If you want to make transfers, should really focus a little bit more on attackers than defense. All right, let's move on. Yeah,
I'm good here.
All right, tell me your checklist.
All right, game week 36 plus checklist. This is probably the most important game week that remains in the season, in my opinion. Some great fixtures. United versus Palace, City versus Bournemouth, and Chelsea versus Norwich. Those are golden. So, with that being said, my first point, more than half of your starting lineup needs to be composed of those three squads, United, City, Chelsea. Do what you got to do to get them in. Second, get Danny Ings now. He's got 3 great fixtures coming up. I think you got to move on this guy now. He's pretty affordable for how good he is, and he's got the fixtures and the form. And as a coach said, he's going to play, so that's pretty rotation proof. Third point: if for some reason with your team setup you can't do the first 2 points without doing a massive hit, then I would say use your free hit this week instead of saving it for 38. There's just so many good fixtures to take advantage of right now. You got to do it. Do what you got to do to get these players in. It's going to be a massive week, I think. Big hauls are coming. 4, your captain choice. This is a tough one. There's a lot of good matchups with a lot of good players. You can choose anyone like Man United, like Bruno, Martial, be good choices. City, I list KDB. I'm still worried about rotation, obviously, with any City asset. Sterling's also very explosive. If you want to get cheeky and do like a Mahrez or Jesus, you could even do that as a huge differential possibility. Then Chelsea versus Norwich. You have the usual Pulisic-Willian combination. Choose whoever you want. Personally, I lean more towards United or City, though.
Yep.
Number
definitely.
5. Yeah. And 5th, if you need to downgrade some defenders, like maybe an Alexander-Arnold to have more budget for offense, Everton, Sheffield, and Brighton all have great fixtures and have good form with their defenses. So I think like a Tariq Lamptey for Brighton or a Luca Digne for Everton. Sheffield is Egan. Those are all better budget options to get out of some of your heavy-hitting defenders if you want, the same output for, many points less. That can free up the funds you need for some of these attacking players.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree. So mainly the blueprint's gonna be 3 United, preferably attackers. Yep. 2 to even 3 City, kind of depending on roulette. At least Willian or Pulisic. I'd say another big one is that you gotta have at least one budget between Greenwood or Foden. Yep. Maybe even both. Danny Ings is the for sure, and then that kind of also like just pay attention to the other strikers that are going for the golden boot. So that includes Aubameyang, Salah, Vardy, but Ings has the best fixtures out of all of them.
Yep.
Any idea who you're captaining, Jason?
Right now, due to safety of starts, I'm going to lean towards Bruno. And if I do, I might do the triple captain on him this week. Assuming, tomorrow's match looks okay, he comes out unscathed, everything still is, good to go. I think it could be a good option.
Yeah, that's a good option. I'm a little bit, I don't know for sure either. Bruno's a safe option. Let me see him play tomorrow, see what happens.
Yeah.
Everton, Sheffield. I'd say definitely the Sheffield and Brighton. Everton, I don't know about their schedule if they
It's pretty solid to finish off the year.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
On the defensive side, offensively not so much.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean this will be good like to consider if you're like doing a free hit, and you need to save some cash. Everton defender, something.
Yeah,
like that.
absolutely.
Or all 3, that would be good. All right, finally, it's gonna be our recommendations. So number 1's gonna be, for me, they're gonna be probably the most explosive if you need a differential, I would pick probably the most explosive player for Manchester City. Again, the excellent schedule. So that's going to be Raheem Sterling. Number 2 is going to be Mo Salah. I think he's going to make a big run for this Golden Boot. It looks like his team's helping him out a lot. They're going for the record, too. They need wins. Number 3 is going to be Danny Ings. He's the guy with the best fixtures and still going for that Golden Boot. So 2 of my 3 is going to be revolving around the Golden Boot. And then I also, main strategies for me is going to be that Golden Boot, and then the other strategies are going to be target Norwich and target Bournemouth. Jason, how about you?
All right, my first pick's going to be the safe, boring option with Bruno. Guy's pretty much guaranteed to start every match, and he rarely blanks. He's on penalties most of the time. He's on most of the direct free kicks, and he's on corner kicks. That kind of security is just hard to pass up. Number 2, I'm going to echo you on Raheem Sterling. I think out of City's assets, he's the most explosive and is a great differential. I'm very sad due to my team setup. I probably can't get him in this season, so I'll have to watch from the sidelines and just hope he doesn't punish me, similar to Mo Salah. Number 3, I'm going to go with Danny Ings as well. He's on great form. He's closing out the year with 3 great fixtures, and his coach wants him to play and get the Golden Boot. Hard to argue with that. And he's affordable.
For sure. All right, that pretty much wraps it up for this game week. Again, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, comment. Best of luck with the next 3 game weeks going forward.
Yeah, let us know who your captain picks are. We're kind of struggling right now.
It's definitely
I'd like to
a
see
struggle.
some other opinions on this. Yeah, let's see what you guys are doing.
It'll be interesting to see what the
Bruno.
trend. Yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see what that trend is in terms of captaincy this upcoming game week. A lot of options.
Yeah, it's tons of options, tons of differential options for those who are trying to make up rank right now.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good week.
The ranking is going to be explosive. Like, I could see people top 500 right now end up in the top 100, top 100 dropping to top 500, things like that.
Yep, it's going to make the right choices this week. It's the big one.
All right, that wraps it up. Take care, guys. Ciao for now.
All right, see ya.